This land is my land. This land is your land. This land is my land. Come on in, everybody. We're going to do speaking politically because on the clock that's right twice a day, it's 8 a.m. Yeah, good morning. And this is Speaking Politically with another exciting, hopefully, episode for you, a viewer. All right, let's get this going. Let's just get right into it, folks. Welcome to the SubaruSteve Show. If this is your first time here, I do go live at 8 a.m. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and yesterday, Thursdays. That's right, live at 8 o'clock. I got a lot going on here in a short time to do it with. First, I want to do a little housekeeping in advance, and that is regarding the free fast food lunch winner. And this gift card to Little Caesars for Pizza will be going out to Pam H., who lives in Ohio. This will be going out in today's mail to you, Pam. Thank you for watching and being a fan of the show. I really appreciate it. Before I get started, too, I do want to say I try to stay impartial on speaking politically, but somehow or another, well, no, I know how. My grandson, my 8-year-old grandson, found this, and I got to try to get it up close for you to really see, but it is a little Trump, right? You can't see it because of the lighting, but it's a little Trump, and even on the tie it says Trump, right? I don't know what he's doing with his hands, but trying to stay impartial, as it were. I have a Republican little Trump. I need a Democrat little, I don't know, whatever little Democrat you might find for that. It would really be neat to have it on Speaking Politically each week, at least for the time that I'm doing this. All right, so we talked about that. We talked about this. We talked about the clock that's right twice a day at 8 a.m. Talked about Pamela H. So let's just get on with this, right? Let's get on with this, folks. Turn around so I can see you folks this morning. You all were always looking at me. Wow. Wait a minute. Let me make sure. It appears we are live. Does it sound like we're live? We got to have sound. Oh, yeah, we got sound. Okay, sounds like we're live. All right, folks. So here we go. Here we go again. I had something else here. Okay, let's get this going here, folks. So thank yous for tuning in this morning. Thank yous for tuning in. Let me make sure that microphone is not interfering with anything over there. That is another wireless mic because it never came with a wire. But anyways, listen, it's Thursday, 8 a.m., and it's time for Speaking Politically. Yeah, where I try and stay neutral discussing today's trending political topics. Tell you what, it's hard to do because no matter who I watch on television, CNN or Fox, everything's one-sided to one degree or the other, right? Where's the unity on the news anymore? And today I'm talking about fallout from the Epstein files and how it applies to every one of us. Yes, you too. Right? You want to see what I'm talking about here? Well, listen. So the U.S. Justice Department, back on the end of January, 5 days ago, released over 3 million, now put your head behind that, 3 million pages of records related to Jeffrey Epstein. 3 million pages. Tell me, how does one assimilate 3 million pages and discern even 1 million of those 3 million pages? How is that even possible? How is it even possible that anybody is going to sit down and go through 3 million documents? Come on, man, we're talking 3 million. We're not talking 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 or 500,000. No, we're talking 3 million documents. And how many words out of 3 million pages, how many words need to be read, right? Read and reviewed. Just the words. 1 billion? 1 trillion words? I didn't break it down to letters, but is that over like I don't know, an infinite number of letters in 3 million documents? Not only that, how many photos, videos, or images need to be seen and interpreted? And by who? 3 million pages of documents, surely by more than one or two people looking at all those pictures. How many people are assigned to look at all those people, all those pictures of all those people, right? Think about it. Do the math, folks. Incredible. And how did so many, stick with me here, how did so many of the elite get caught in Epstein's web of unbelievable, perverted people, right? And I'm not saying everybody who's been associated with Epstein is a perverted person. No, I'm not saying that, because I believe if there are those who did what we are learning about, then it only makes sense that there are those who did not do what we're hearing about. Why aren't we hearing from them? You know? Why aren't we hearing from the people? Wouldn't it be possible for all the guilty people associated with this case that are innocent people who knew exactly what was going on and chose not to participate? Staff? What about Epstein's staff? I would think any NDA is void, right? But where are the good people that know what was going on there? Why aren't they coming forward? Why aren't they holding up their hands and say, yes, I went to Epstein Island and I saw the sordid, the demonic activity that was taking place there, and I did not participate. In fact, as soon as I could, I got off of that island and got away from that. Right? They're out there. I just read something a few moments ago that I thought, well, no, from what we see, Trump has connections with Epstein. But did you know? Let me see if I can still have this on my screen. But did you know? Because I did not know this until I was just thumbing through these notes. Can't begin to imagine 3 million documents. But let's see here. I saw his. There we go. No, I can't find it now. But oh, here we go. Context: the release was mandated by the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which was passed by Congress and signed into law by now President Donald Trump on November 19th, 2025. You know, and I just think if he's guilty, why would he sign off on this? Why wouldn't he have buried it another 6, 8, 10, 15, 20 years? What about the people who knew exactly what was going on and chose not to participate? Those folks need to complete. Listen to me. If you have complicit knowledge of what happened, you need to complete the action of doing the right thing. Coming forward is sharing what you saw, what you thought, and what you know. Yeah, just staying out, just abstaining from whatever was going on, that's one thing. But you're still guilty if you're keeping secrets, right? One of the first things we taught our youngest grandson, and I hope my oldest grandson realizes this, but we don't keep secrets in family. We shouldn't keep secrets with friends. We can't keep secrets from God. And we should never keep secrets if we're in politics. Because, like family, if you're my political leader, I need to believe and trust in you. And I need to know that when you say something to me, it's the absolute truth, regardless of any bias, right? Why aren't we hearing from those people who saw that web of unbelievable, perverted people? You know, I believe good or bad, anyone, everyone associated with this case, no matter how insignificant, needs to speak up, wiping their consciences clean by doing what's right, regardless of what's seen. Come on. Isn't it time we all do the right thing? Instead of appearing as the divided states of America, and yes, we are the divided states of America more than ever. It scares me because I think we're enduring civil unrest, and I fear a civil war, not the North against the South, no, but the red against the blue, the Democrats versus the Republicans. Folks, we got to bring this country back together. instead of letting it continue to be ripped apart. Speaking politically, shouldn't we all return to being the United States of America, where we can all be proud of being an American in the USA once more? Have you seen how we're portrayed on network television from around the globe? Look up Australian news, look up Indian news from India, look up the UK, the BBC, look up any English speaking European countries' news broadcasts at how we're being portrayed. Well, you tell me how to do. Was I able to stay unbiased? And what did you, the viewer, learn from this? Share your comments, if you will. Sharing is caring. And let's rebuild America better than ever. It always starts today. And with you, too. Remember, every step we take in a forward direction is a step forward. Keep taking those steps. Forget about the miles you might have to journey. It all starts with the first step, and then the next step, and then so on and so on. Folks, with that said, catch me Sunday morning live for, spin that around, can we? Yeah, let's try that, like that. For Sunday morning social media sermon number 140, topic to be determined. That'll be Sunday at 8 a.m. live. Folks, on behalf of myself and the entire team, which is myself, high five and out. Speaking politically on the SubaruSteve show. Take care, folks. Later. Bye-bye. Do, 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 do. Ba, 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 do, 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 do.